Do you ever pay attention to how much you think about the future? Do you ever pay attention to how much anxious thoughts you have about the future? Do you ever notice how hard it is for you to just be present in this experience right now? And do you ever wonder why we worry about the future? Our brains have a built-in negativity bias. Over the course of thousands of years, we evolved to be more anxious in order to survive. People who were more anxious back in the day, our great ancestors, were more likely to predict threats and avoid them because they were always on high alert. As a byproduct of that, they pass on their genes, pass on all these survival patterns, and we are now the byproduct of that. But nowadays, this mechanism isn't very useful. In fact, it actually shoots us in the foot. It makes us short-sighted. It makes us mentally ill. It makes us needy, clingy, desperate. It makes us perceive reality inaccurately. And we don't really need to be living in unconscious anxiety anymore. And it does exist within you. Really, at unconscious levels, it is there inside of you, whether you can detect it or not. And it is very deeply impacting your life. There's emotions that we're really aware of, and then there's unconscious, repressed emotions and subconscious emotions. It is most definitely there in you, and it needs to be addressed. So we can actually let go of a lot of these outdated survival patterns. We don't have to live the entirety of our lives according to these outdated patterns. So in order to overcome our brain's negativity bias, we have to meditate. We have to do mindfulness meditation. We have to apply awareness to our subjective world, to our thinking, to what our awareness even is, to our emotions. We have to learn how to get grounded in our body. We have to figure out where we're holding a lot of unconscious tension, where we're kind of like reacting and kind of having some jerky movements in our body. A lot of these unconscious mechanisms are stored in our body. The neck down, right? This area is giving us a lot of information about our unconscious and subconscious mind. And if we learn how to get into our body, how to regulate our nervous system, how to make ourselves feel safe, we can actually begin to live a life that is more genuine to who we are and less dictated by outdated survival patterns. We have to do psychotherapy and shadow work. Shadow work is all of the repressed parts of ourselves that we do not like to look at. It's our shadow. It's all the stuff that we avoid about ourselves, we repress, we hate it, we deny its existence. We have to really look into all that stuff. We have to actually investigate our mind from a therapeutic point of view. And we have to establish a gratitude practice. We have to subconsciously rewire ourselves to be more immersed in the present experience. This doesn't mean that we can't think about the future ever again, but we have to learn how to be present, how to be grateful for our experience. And when it comes to planning, we have to ensure that our planning isn't always guided by anxiety and tension and reactions occurring in our body, because a lot of our future-oriented thinking is fueled by discomfort and fear and all of these sort of unconscious repressed things that exist in our body at levels that we're not really consciously aware of, but we can be aware of them if we actually begin to apply a lot of mindfulness meditation to ourselves. So this negativity bias really shoots us in the foot nowadays. Our nervous system is unconsciously stuck in states of fight, flight, and freeze. And you can really notice it in yourself when you're paying attention to it. You can notice how much you avoid, how tense you are in your body, raised shoulders, clenched gut, maybe like a numb feeling heart. And we actually have to investigate these things and bring awareness to these things and rewire ourselves over time through the practices that I just previously mentioned, or else we're going to be stuck within our brain's negativity bias for the rest of our life. That pattern will just play itself out forever and we'll be trapped in it. And we don't really need to be living that way. We can actually heal ourselves. We can become aware of ourselves. We are conscious creators of our experiences. We are not just passive victims to life's circumstances. We have the power to actually shape things up through our awareness. We can actually continuously provide safety for those anxious parts of ourselves. They don't have to be repressed and denied we can actually allow them to bubble up to the surface, give them compassion, love, and over time heal them and create a more present, loving, and grateful mind that is healthy. And it feels absolutely fantastic. That's it for this video. I'm offering one-to-one coaching. You can book a free call. Link is in the description. Take it easy.